It's high time to do stuff which will give you that shock value, those thrill, and something which is different and unique.
Freddy was a different case altogether because Freddy, I was like, there was nothing for me that made me feel like I shouldn't do this. I wanted to do every aspect of it.
I had to really unlearn a lot of normal things like the way I walk, maybe the way I speak, or the way I have conversations with anyone. So it's something to do with everything which is day to day. I always look at my work like a fan or an audience. I am a go-getter. I try to bring a lot to the table.
Hi Kartik, hi
Hello.
Alaya.
Hello.
Firstly, congratulations. The trailer is terrifying.
Thank you.
But also very, very interesting. It's definitely piqued my interest. Kartik, I'm going to start with you. I read somewhere you had said that Freddy isn't your conventional Bollywood hero, right? Do you think the perception of conventional Bollywood heroes is changing today? And how would you describe Freddy's character?
I think it's changed drastically. I mean, we are actually opting for a lot of stuff which was never opted for before. एंड पर्सनली आई फील कि मैं खुद वो सिनेमा देखता हूँ, वो वैसी फिल्म्स या वैसी सीरीज़ we'll watch a lot of stuff like that. And it's high time to do stuff which will give you that shock value, those thrill, and something which is different and unique. So I think Freddy does that for the audience and for also the actors performing that. So it was unique for me, for myself personally, to dwell into this. And he is that character who's not a conventional hero. He is someone जो बहुत अलग है. The film goes into that dark zone where which is keeping that intrigue.
Alaya, you as an actor, when you're offered scripts, right? What is that one driving factor when you say yes to a film that you say, okay, this is what I'm excited about in the script?
I mean, I think everything should sort of feel right.
Right.
I think it's more than just one singular factor in a film, no matter which project it is.
Yeah.
I think there are some films where just a lot of things sort of fall into place and they just feel very right. Freddy was a different case altogether because Freddy, I was like, there was nothing for me that made me feel like I shouldn't do this. I wanted to do every aspect of it. Every part of it was a win for me.
Right. I also remember reading you said somewhere that for this role, you had to learn and unlearn a lot of things, right? So what were some of those, if you could share with us?
I've always been in that commercial zone or that heroism zone, and simultaneously also I was going in for those scripts as well. So for me, it was a difficult job to leave that aside and just think of Freddy as a normal character who's also not so normal, like the usual relatable people someone you would meet. So that way I had to really unlearn a lot of normal things like the way I walk, maybe the way I speak, or the way I have conversations with anyone. So it's something to do with everything which is day to day in my life, and learn how to be how to not be overconfident, or maybe or
They basically
maybe
larger than life kind of portrayal of characters on
correct,
screen. Is that it?
Correct. And this is not that larger than life portrayal.
Yeah.
This is real, but still a person who's actually not the usual guy you would meet or a usual dentist you would meet. So
You gave one of the biggest blockbusters this year, right?
Yep.
And your next two films also, people are really looking forward to it.
Thank you.
If I had to ask you, how are you dealing with this massive pressure of delivering a hit after hit? Is it bogging you down? Are you feeling the nerves every time before a release?
No, I'm actually happy about it, and I'm really I'm confident of the product that we are making. वहाँ पे आधी victory हो जाती है, is that you have that self belief and you have that belief on the films that you're doing. So that's why I'm not taking any pressure as such. I always look at my work like a fan or an audience,
Interesting.
So जब भी मैं वो teaser पहली बार अगर देख रहा हूँ तो मैं उस तरीके से देखता हूँ जैसे किसी ने जो उससे associated नहीं है, and I try to be like that कि मैं वैसे देखूँ उस चीज़ को. I'm confident about my work, and I feel so there's no pressure because of the success that's happening. So I keep working and I only think about my work. So what happens is ये काम क्या है, मैं इतना काम ले लेता हूँ उसकी वजह से कि ऐसा होता है 24 घंटे कम पड़ जाते हैं. But the fact is that there's only work and there's always a room to better it, to do something more.
I'd spoken with your mom a few months ago and we'd done this interview where she really praised you and she said what a amazing daughter you
I
are.
haven't seen this
Oh, I'm
interview.
going to
I
send it
must
to
go
you.
see it.
And
Really?
then, so she said something really interesting about you, which I thought I should ask you. She said that you're somebody, even though you come from a film family, and even though you have at your hands the privilege of a phone call by a parent or somebody from the family, you didn't let that happen, and you said, I'm going to go do this by myself, right? So did you kind of find the journey till now a little more challenging, as opposed to you think I could have asked for that help and maybe gotten a little better?
When we talk about help, I meant active help. Like, I don't want help in my decisions.
Yeah.
I don't want help in, I'm someone that doesn't like to be answerable to anyone other than myself, to be very honest. That's where a lot of this comes from. It doesn't come from a sense of, I don't want the help and I'm myself. It doesn't even come from there. It comes more from the fact that I like building everything little bit by little bit and feeling like, hey, I did this for myself. This is mine.
Right.
I like that. I take a lot of joy and a lot of, a lot of pride in that. My parents have, my Nana, made a call to Anurag sir just to say, hey, I'd love you to meet Alaya. It was never, hey, set up a project for her. Or, that was never the case.
Right.
It was more like, hey, I'd like you to meet her. She has a reel that she'd like to show you.
Right.
So I went, I showed Anurag sir my reel. This was for another film that's going to come out. And because he loved the reel, he was then like, let's take this conversation forward.
Right.
But the same way, there were many times where I went into meetings, whether it was via family or via my teams or via anything, where they would be like, yes, very nice beta, and you never hear from them again. I like to be accountable only to myself, and I like to, so all my bad decisions, if it goes wrong, I have no one to blame but me, and if all my good decisions go right, then, it's a nice pat on my back also.
Yeah, and that's what she said.
It comes mainly from there. It's not that I did not have help. Of course I had help. Of course, by default, you always have a certain, level of access that you get. But did it get me a project? No, it didn't get me a project. Did it get me access? Of course it got me access.
You are one of the most sought after actors today. We know what it is, but I'm going to ask you what you think it is. What do you think makes you one of the most bankable actors today in the industry?
The full package.
Nice.
That's rare. So I think
I think we spoke about all the hard work that you've been putting in. It's probably also that it.
I mean, yeah, it comes with that.
Yeah.
I mean, package doesn't अपने आप ही नहीं बना होगा. I am a go-getter. I want to achieve something. अगर ऐसा दिमाग में आता है तो then वो I try to manifest. I try to think कि ये होगा. And touch wood, it happens. Things happen. And of course, there's a lot of hard work which goes into. I try to bring a lot to the table. And I think that sometimes really helps me out. And it works in favor of me.
All I heard is you have very strong manifestation powers.
Yeah.
Yeah?
I do.
Okay. I've been meeting a lot of people recently who've just been saying that. I don't know what I'm missing in life.
Manifestation really works.
It works.
I have a vision board right in front of my bed. You have a vision board?
I don't.
You don't.
It's all here.
Yeah, yours is all up here.
But एक notepad में मैं लिखता हूँ.
You're right.
हाँ.
Interesting, I'll start doing
मुझे
that
ये
Clearly, what you're doing is working.
So now basically we need to just follow his routine. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, I don't think it's very humanly possible to follow the routine that
Is he very hardworking on sets?
he doesn't stop working. I don't know what. What would your personality be without your work?
nothing.
You are your work.
I am my work.
Yeah,
Yeah. I can be boring sometimes because I only talk, walk, and it's all about work.
So on the sets, was he only serious, only working? Was he?
Serious is a different thing. See,
Yeah.
working when you're working in an industry like this, it's also great fun.
Yeah.
But yeah, he was more serious than perhaps he would normally have been because he was also trying to be very Freddy. So he was a little more, mellow and quiet and to himself, because he was really trying to get into the zone of Freddy. I think throughout the shoot, I saw him walk with a hunch. He really was in it, and I think he's done an incredible job. I remember one day Shashank sir and I was sitting, and Kartik was just about waiting on set, and he was just about to come, and this Shashank sir and I were discussing, and he was like, I wonder when does Kartik sleeps? And I was like, why? He was like, just look at this. And he pulled out his phone. He's like, We left set yesterday at this time. Then look, at 10 p.m. he's messaged me about something. Then at 12 a.m. he's messaged me about something. Then 3 a.m. Then 7 a.m. And now it's 9 a.m. and he's come on to set. When did he sleep?
आप कब सोते हो? Please answer.
I am an insomniac.
When did you sleep? And this was throughout.
So before we go, quick questions for you guys, okay? We start with you. Your 4 a.m. friend from the industry.
4 a.m. friend, yeah. It's a.
Or anyone you'd reach out to advice for.
I mean, 4 a.m. friend, I can say Lavrandan sir.
Probably someone from my team, or if I have to also then say, it'll probably be Jayu sir, who did my first film with me. So,
Yeah.
Jai Shivakramani. Yeah.
If you
my
could
mom.
swap your life with one actor from the industry, who would it be and why?
No. I'm happy with my life. I want to keep building my life. I want to see. It has to be mine.
Yeah.
Same, yeah,
Same.
yeah.
I don't think you should swap.
Yeah, I
Wait.
would not.
What will you want?
Why would you say that?
I would
No,
not
it's-
swap.
it's worth asking, like, what are the other aspirations of fans gonna
Yeah.
be? Okay. A contemporary's film you wish you were a part of.
I thought Gunjan Saxena was a very nice project. Wish I could have done something like that. Yeah, that was a nice one. I thought she did a phenomenal
She
job. I
was,
thought
yeah.
Janvi was really good in it.
Ram Leela.
Oh, nice. Yeah.
Ah, very good.
Okay. One last
Or
question.
Rockstar. Actually, Rockstar.
Yeah, both really different characters, but both great.
Yeah.
One last question. If you had the power to change one thing about being a celebrity, what would that be?
Loss of privacy, I think. वो ना जाए बस. So if I could change that, क्योंकि
Yeah.
वो जाती है. So
Yeah, I think
privacy
that
should
only. I
go.
think that's
Yeah.
that's everything else is.
if
yeah,
I could,
that.
if we could keep something to ourselves.
Yeah, just a few
Everything is
things
out
here
there.
and there.
Everything is out there. That's why.
Yep. I think that's a common answer by all the actors. I think they all feel like we need a little private time. We don't want to be a celebrity all the time.
I mean, हाँ कि मतलब वो ऐसा नहीं बोल रहे कि हर चीज ना भी आए, वो भी बुरा है. But there has to be a balance. बस वो balance आ जाए.
Thank you so much, you both, and good
Thank
luck for
you.
Freddy. I'm sure he'll do brilliantly well.
Thank
And
you.
thank you so much.
sweet.
Thank you.
Swati.